All right. Let's move on to the fun part. This week's predictions. So, first matchup here. Team Ramrod at 2-0, taking on the whole shaft at 2-0. Who do you got here?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go with you. I feel like you've done a pretty good job so far rebuilding your team. I hate to say it, but yeah, I'm gonna give my prediction to you.
Ooh, that's rare. You don't like to give me the
Oh,
satisfaction
no, no,
usually.
no. I do sometimes. What is it?
No, that's
What is there?
I think this is gonna be a really fun week. It's gonna be a really good week, I think. At least in my matchup, it'll be fun. I think it's gonna, I'm good buddies with Nick, so it's kind of we're gonna be taking shots at each other all week. But I think it's gonna be really close. We both have really good teams that I think Ramrod's gonna sneak through. Um, so we'll see what happens.
I feel like you play Nick twice in the season more often than not.
Yeah, except the one year I didn't play him at all because of
Oh,
the
yeah, that's true because of the bye week. I guess making up for that.
yeah. It's all right. I like the challenge, right? So I won't play against the best teams. Don't send me your TVTs. You know, come on. Don't send me your Casey's. Fuck that. Send me the big boys.
Oh, you consider me a big boy last week?
Well, you're hit or
I
miss.
did
You're hit or
well. I
miss.
did well. I did well.
You haven't been a contender in a while, so we'll see what
I
happens.
agree. I agree.
The Red Wings at 1-1, taking on Homer Simpson at 1-1. Who do you have here?
I'm gonna give my vote to Travis. Uh, I know the AHLers went heavy to try to make the playoffs last year, and I think that hurts them this early in the season. And I know Travis is still trying to upgrade his team, so I'm gonna give it to Travis.
You know, despite the 7-3 score, I was still saying Travis. So um I just like his team better right now. He has all those high end players, more so than the Red Wings. And I think if they start doing what they're supposed to do, he'll be all right. But if they don't, it could be fun to watch him implode. You know it's coming.
We'll see. We'll see.
The 0-2 cherry picking daddy would be more than happy to lose to 7 on the ice at 1-1. Who do you got here?
Yeah, you're gonna have to give it to Mark. I just think he has the better team. I think he has the better keepers.
Yeah, I agree. He's gonna try harder to win. So should be him. Doll try the beef. 1-1, taking on Pacioretty Rumble at 2-0. Who do you got?
Dolce surprised me with the win last week, and he'd surprise me if he won it again this week. I'm gonna go with Patches.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go with Patches, and well, the reason being the same reasons I said that he needed to go make a trade for a goalie. Uh, like Patches stood there with an army of goalies, and
Yeah,
Daltrey could barely scrape together 3 games this week. So I think Pacioretty should easily have those goalie stats. So yeah, I think he's gonna have a good comeback from this 8-3 deficit. Dude, where's my car? Sitting at 1-1 against the 1-1 saucy or pass. What do you got here?
yeah, I'm gonna have to go with myself. It's been a rough start to the year. I feel like I've had 2 solid weeks, just not the outcomes I needed. But Dan, time for me to get a win. It just sucks that you're my first victim.
Oh, I like that little trash talking. I'm gonna go with dude, where's my car? Um, I like my car a lot right now. Colorado's been hot. Is he having this cushion, Nish cushion or whatever?
I feel like he does.
I think he does, right? Who's been helping his offense? Like, yeah, I just think no, those Colorado guys are gonna hurt you this week. Maybe I'm wrong. It'd be good for the bet.
I agree.
Yeah, your bombs. 2-0, taking on the 0-2. Who's your daddy? Who
Uh,
you got?
I gotta go with Braden on this one. I think it should be an easy one.
Yeah. I can't argue that. Like Braden's been off to a good start, which again, I remember last time he was at a positive record here besides the last week, right? But I don't know. I think he's a different GM this year. And Casey's rebuilding, so it should be an easy one.
Yep.
The 1-1 Clef Bomb taking on the 0-2 Captain Kachuk. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Captain Crunch.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
I'm just going off the board a bit here. Uh, it's not sure what he's doing, but he's active. You know, he goes for games played. And then you know what? Kyle's team hasn't impressed me much either. So
I'm gonna give it to Domo, but only because Kyle relies heavily on the Flames goalies, and they only have 2 games this week, so that's gonna hurt him. Um, Vejmelka will play like and make 50 saves. He'll let in a lot of goals, but he'll play. He'll get a couple starts. So I don't know.
tonight.
He wasn't him in.
Oh,
It was not him in. It was Ingram. So oh, I think Captain Crunch will take it this week. Neil at 1-1, taking on Paulie at 1-1. Sean versus Neil. This is a classic battle right here. Reminds me of the playoffs last year. What do you got, Corey? Who you got?
Niels, he's let me down so far, but I think he'd be pretty upset at himself if he went without a win in the first 3 weeks. So I think he's going to be on a mission, and I'm going to go. I'm going to give my vote. I'm going to give him the win this week.
What I love about this matchup is that they both rely like pretty well on the Rangers. Shesterkin and Panarin versus Kreider and Zibanejad. They're getting everything in those games, but no, it's a tough matchup to call. I just don't know.
It's hard to tell. Yeah, I agree.
And since I just don't know, I'm gonna go for a tie.
Whew. Oh, in the 6-6, it's a sign.
I'll let that go with the tie. I think it's gonna be really close, and unless someone sneaks one of those dirty stats there, the old shutout and shorthanded point, I think you might see it finish at like 6-6.
Yeah, you never know. And this is the matchup. I agree that you go with a tie for. We'll
Yeah,
see. We'll find out next week. We'll talk about it next week.
that's it. I'm gonna go. I'll take a risk here and go for the tie. Oh, well, it's been a good time talking hockey with you again, buddy.
Oh yeah, buddy.
I know people have been trash talking a little bit there throughout the season. It's time to get it going up a notch, though, guys. Let's really
Yeah.
tell us how you really feel.
Come on the show and tell us how you really feel.
Yes, come on
We're
the
not
show
we're
and
not
just
against that.
never against more members of the league just having a good time talking some hockey with us, right?
Oh yeah.
So if you want to be on the show next week, let us know, and we'll arrange it. But yeah,
Sounds good.
thanks for joining me, Corey.
Yeah, thanks for having me and have a good night, buddy.
Yeah, you too, everyone. Good luck this week. Except you, Nick.